Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Another week has passed. How did the time go so fast? I have no idea. You can probably hear my voice sounds a bit sore and I'm quite tired, but it's with good reason because I went to my very first WWE Raw in Düsseldorf, Germany. And if you don't know what WWE is yet, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about it in this video. Also, I'm going to be talking about how I got into WWE and who my favorite wrestlers are. So WWE is basically wrestling entertainment. It comes from the States. It's getting a lot more popular in Europe lately, especially the move to Netflix has helped gain a lot of viewership. But there's always been fans in Europe, and this week, for the first time in 30 years, I think, they held Raw in Germany, which is so cool. And so that's where I went. But how did I get into WWE? Because I don't know a lot of Dutch people who watch it, but I have a few very dear friends, one from the United States and one from Canada, who love WWE. And one of them would always send me voice messages about the storylines because it's wrestling entertainment. And there's storylines to build up the matches that the wrestlers have against each other. And so she would always tell me about the feud between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. And she'd call them the troublemakers and tell me about their storyline and their matches, and I would listen to it, and it was so much fun to hear about it. I thought CM Punk was spelled like SIAM at first because I had only heard it in her messages, which is so funny. And so all I knew basically about WWE was her messages and that I like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. I got an action figure of him. So, Roman Reigns. So I knew I liked Roman Reigns. And then another very dear friend from Canada told me her favorite wrestler was Roman Reigns and that she'd recently gotten back into WWE. And then I started looking into it more. I'd already wanted to watch it when the first friend started sending me the voice messages, but then it was not easy to watch because it was hard to get it in my country. But then the move to Netflix happened, and now Raw and a lot of the paid events would be on Netflix, so I could watch it there. And so basically Monday night you have Raw, and then Friday you have SmackDown, and they're both kind of different brands within WWE. And then on Tuesday you have NXT, which is more for the up and coming wrestlers, which I don't watch that often, to be honest. Raw is the one that I watch the most, and I read up about SmackDown as well and watch important matches from there. Also, the shirt I'm wearing, it's an AJ Lee shirt. I'll talk a bit more about her later because she's one of my favorites. But so, now I wanted to watch WWE, and the first thing I ever watched was the Royal Rumble last year, which I like because I'm in the Netherlands. I had to stay up really late to watch it. And how the Royal Rumble works, if you don't know it yet, is you have 30 wrestlers that get led into the ring. There's a few minutes between each one, and the one who stays standing at the end wins. So you get eliminated by being thrown out of the ring. And this means that if you're one of the first to go into the ring, you have to survive for a really long time. And you have it for the men and for the women. So you have 30 women, you have 30 men, and it's a lot of fun. And it was a really good way to introduce me to it because my friends could tell me who every wrestler was that came into the ring and give their opinion on them. And then I could get to know them. And as the weeks went by, I got to know them more and more. And then there were so many good matches and so many wild moments the past year in WWE. I'm glad I got to follow John Cena's retirement tour. One of my friends was actually there when he turned heel. Now, if you don't know what turning heel means, it means basically you have faces and heels. Faces are the good guys, heels are the bad guys in the story in WWE. And if you turn face, you turn into a good guy. If you turn heel, you turn into a bad guy. And John Cena turned heel. And my friend was there and she saw it live. And that's so cool. Yeah. Right now we're on the road to the Royal Rumble because it's almost been a year since my WWE journey started. It's almost been a year since the last Royal Rumble. And at the moment, CM Punk is champion. Hooray! I love CM Punk. Drew McIntyre is champion as well. Not the biggest fan of that man. And so I went to Raw in Düsseldorf, Germany. I got this shirt. This is my AJ Lee shirt. AJ Lee, she returned to WWE this year, which was a great moment. And I also got a CM Punk shirt. There you go. CM Punk is one of my favorites. So my favorite wrestlers, my favorite male wrestlers are CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I made a sign for CM Punk. I held it up at the Raw in Germany. And I made another sign for Roman Reigns. They're my favorites. I even held a presentation for Spanish class in Spanish about Roman Reigns. that was a lot of fun to do. What I like about Roman Reigns, I feel like his story really inspires resilience. I feel like he keeps going. He's had a lot of battles in his life. He's lost family members. He's battled leukemia, but he's still going strong. And and also his aura in the ring. When Roman Reigns comes, it's such a special moment. I'm sad that he didn't come at my Raw. I thought he might. CM Punk was talking on the mic, and then someone came to challenge him, and I hoped it would be Roman Reigns coming to challenge him for the title, but it was Finn Balor. And CM Punk, he wanted to battle it out that day. He was like, let's do this right here, Düsseldorf, Germany. But Finn Balor wanted it to be in Ireland. So that was a shame. So then I didn't get to see CM Punk wrestle, but I did get to see CM Punk. I love Cody Rhodes. He just lost the title. It's unfortunate. People think he might be turning heel because of it. We'll see. And I love the Usos. I loved seeing them. Surprisingly, they got quite a lot of boos, I felt, at the arena. As for the women wrestlers, well, AJ Lee, I love, of course. I think she's so cool. I love her style. I love how she speaks in interviews about mental health, and I love the bond her and CM Punk have because they're husband and wife. And so AJ Lee is one of my favorite women wrestlers. I also love Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and I got to see them and them being a tag team. I didn't get to see them fight, but I got to see them. Well, I mean, they had a little how do you call it? They had a little moment. They did have an official match, but they had some. I had a moment because 3 other women tag teams challenged them. Liv and Roxanne. Liv is someone I love to hate. I love her outside of WWE, but in WWE, I love to hate her. There's these she's a heel. She's meant to be a bad guy, just like Seth Rollins, just like Braun Breaker, just like Dominic. They're meant to be bad guys. I love Dominic, by the way, Dominic Mysterio. It was a shame he wasn't there. But so Liv and Roxanne, Lyra and Bailey. I loved seeing Lyra and Bailey so much. Lyra and Bailey were there, and then you had Kabuki Warriors there as well. And then so those 3, they fought to see who could get to compete eventually against Rhea and Io for the tag team titles. And Liv won. Liv and Roxanne. But Bailey and Lyra, I think they might still be in the running because they didn't get they weren't the ones being pinned. I think that's what they said backstage. So we'll see about that. So those are some of my favorite female wrestlers. I also love Tiffany. Tiffy Time. I thought her entrance was so good. I think it was at WrestleMania. And yeah, I hope to see much more happen in this WWE journey. Of course, I love John Cena. And with that, I'm out. If you have any questions about WWE, let me know in the comments. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. And yeah, I'm excited to see what else is going to happen this year when it comes to WWE. WWE. It's hard to pronounce, to keep pronouncing. I'm also glad that they're doing more stuff in Europe now, because that means that I got a chance to see them. It was really hard getting to Germany actually, because the trains were the two trains to the place I had to take the train from were cancelled, and then finally the third one was delayed. So I just got on the Germany train. I barely made it, but I'm so glad that I did. And I'm gonna be watching WWE for sure this year. I'm gonna be staying up late for the Royal Rumble. And who do you think is gonna win the Royal Rumble? I don't know. I think maybe LA Knight could win it. Some people think AJ Styles could win it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hope you all have a good week. Next week, I'll try to make another Degrassi song for you. Bye!